So the Panther Clipper Mk2 is finally here. What's up, guys? Commander Dimebot here. Welcome back to another Elite Dangerous video. We're going to be taking a look at the Panther Clipper 2 today. Going to take a look at the Stellar Edition, the Regular Edition, and what do you get with each, and what exactly can this ship do. So, to get started, let's go ahead and take a look at the Stellar Edition and the Regular Edition of this brand new ship. So as mentioned, the Clipper comes in two variants. You have the Stellar version and you have the regular version. So what do you get for your arcs in each one of these? Well, the standard version is 19,020 arcs, and it comes with the ship, the shipyard unlock, and an Owner's Club decal. Pretty standard, you just get access to the ship. The Stellar, of course, is the one that has all the goodies. It is 38,000 arcs, and it comes with the ship, the high-capacity cargo transport loadout, a Class 7 FSD, SCO, Mark II cargo racks, and the gold paint job, merchant ship kit, shipyard unlock, and the Owner's Club decal. Right, that's a lot. So what exactly are you getting for your arcs in each of these? We're going to go ahead and break that down, look at the hard points, the core internals, and the optional internals here. Alright, so here is the Panther Clipper Mk2. This is the Stellar Edition. Let's go ahead and have a look at what it comes with. So, cargo capacity right off the bat is 1,040 tons. FSD range 12.6 or 20 unladen, so not great. We're looking at 1, 2, 3F pulse lasers. That's your two large. 1, 2, 3, 4 multi-cannons in your mediums. And 1, 2, 3, 4 pulse lasers in your small slots. 8A power plant, 8A thruster, 7A frameshift drive, 5A life support, 7A power distributor, 5A sensors, 128 capacity fuel tank, 3 shield boosters, electronic countermeasure, point defense, and a heat sink launcher. That is all of it. Pretty good stuff. I will not be changing any of that probably. And then here's the real fun stuff. So this Mark II cargo rack, this is that new one that holds 50% more. So you see you've got the 8D and then the 8E. So this is your regular 256 cargo rack. This is the special new one. Kind of like your military slots in some ships. We've got your 7D. This is the 7 slot version of it. 7A shield generator, then 64, 64, a fuel scoop, 32, 32, 16, docking computer, and super cruise assist. Probably be getting rid of both of those. So all in all, the Stellar Edition, not really a bad fit. I'd probably mess with some of the weaponry a little bit, but this is pretty competent overall for what you're paying for it. Alright, so this would be the standard Panther Clipper Mk2 without the Stellar Edition goodies. So 293 million. Get 2 pulse lasers in the medium slots with it. 8E thrusters and power plant as opposed to 8A, 7E as opposed to 7A, 7E. So significant downgrades across the boards in terms of core internals. No utility mounts, whereas the Stellar comes with the point defense, the ECM, the shield boosters. And then you get 7E cargo racks, 1 7E, 2 5Es, the docking computer, and a super cruise assist, and a shield generator. They do not give you the Mark II cargo bay racks here, which is this slot and this slot. Both take those, the ones that have 50% more. And that's not even a Class 8. So you're really getting a lot of stuff for your arcs in the Stellar Edition, because this is a multiple millions of credits worth of cargo racks, not to mention the utility mounts and upgrading a power plant from 8E to 8A. That is a big difference in terms of the Stellar Edition and the regular edition. Now, in terms of what you can do with this ship, obviously it is a beastly cargo ship. I don't really feel the need to show you guys that. You can configure the cargo pretty much any which way you want. You can go shieldless and have it maxed out at 1238. You can go anywhere in between that. It is meant to be a cargo ship. It is very good at being a cargo ship. I don't really feel like we need to demonstrate that one. However, what else can it do? Well, here we can see the hard points. Now, I've gone with burst lasers, multi-cannons, and burst lasers. You're going to want turreted on this thing. It does not turn that well, so turreted is going to be the way to go. And I do have some combat footage. I'll tell you guys that you're not going to be killing a whole lot in it real fast with just base weaponry. I took it into a conflict zone, and It was absolutely a struggle to take down a Viper in a reasonable amount of time. However, as a merchantman that can kind of defend itself, yeah, that is absolutely a thing you can do, especially in PvE. PvP, of course, is going to be a completely different story, but it's not going to be defenseless. It does mount some pretty serious power in terms of biting back against somebody that wants to take your shiny loot. Now, as far as setting up the Clipper Mk2 for mining, this should be pretty much no problem. If you look here, I've gone ahead and left my Class 3 burst lasers, put on 4 Class 2 mining lasers, and we still have 4 Class 1 slots available for pretty much whatever you want. I'm doing surface mining right now, but obviously with that many hardpoints available, we can put abrasion blasters, we can put seismic charge launchers, we can put subsurface displacement missiles on there. You have got absolutely no shortage of hardpoints to put all the mining gear you want on it, and then still have a few left over for defense in case some pirates sneak up on you. The utility mounts, again, plenty of room to keep point defense, ECM, and put a pulse wave scanner on here if you are going to be doing something besides surface mining. Really don't need to touch the core internals for this, but if we switch over to the optionals, now I have definitely not min-maxed this. I have just gone ahead and put the mining gear I had laying around on my carrier on this ship, and still we've got a Class 4 refinery, so 10 bins, and then I was able to put 2 5A collector limpets on here, so we are looking at 6 active limpets. You could easily bump this up if you wanted to. And then as far as cargo, without modifying a whole lot, we are still looking at over 1,000 tons of cargo to be loaded into the ship, so put a couple more limpets on here so that you're up to 10 and go mining. And I think we're looking at probably a pretty high volume mining ship here, but the proof is in the pudding, so let's go ahead and get out there and test it out. All right, so let's see how this thing does as a miner. Now, the astute among you will notice that I had forgotten a prospector limpet in the last clip. We have rectified that. It did cost us a little cargo, but we are still well over 1,000. So let's go ahead and drain this thing. Now, this is, again, not a min-max build. We are not killing this asteroid as quickly as we could, but we are still stripping it pretty efficiently with these 4 lasers. Really not too much of an issue on charge here. And there go the limpets. So, yeah, I really think that just base, you can make the Panther Clipper 2 a pretty beefy mining ship with just whatever off-the-shelf components you might have around, and with a little work on getting some more efficient lasers and things like that, you can definitely have this thing be a really, really competent miner. Not sure I'd want to be cracking asteroids with it. It's not the most maneuverable ship in the world, but perhaps if you have a wingman cracking and you are grabbing things with limpets, then that is a possibility. So definitely think that this is going to be one of our new top tier miners, just with the amount of cargo you can have on board. I mean, 1,000 tons is nothing to sneeze at, especially when you have 10 slots in a refinery that you can easily put in the ship and not sacrifice anything else. So now that we've taken a look at the Panther Clipper as a miner and as a combat ship, let's circle back and get some closing thoughts and talk about it as a cargo ship as it was meant to be. Obviously, fantastic cargo ship, huge, huge potential for hauling a lot of freight. As I said earlier, there are a lot of different customization and configurations you can do. So sitting anywhere between 1,000 to 1,238 cargo. Now you can also get some better performance out of it, obviously, with modifications in engineering. My power plant was engineered to be overcharged. Thrusters, we went ahead and fully modded them for dirty drive tuning with drag drives. The frame shift is max increase FSD range and mass manager, so that's given me about 30.51 light years, a little more, a little less, depending on what I have this thing configured for. Power distributor, charge enhance, probably not the best option, but it's what I had the stuff on hands for. So what this is showing me is that there's a lot of opportunity, obviously, as with any elite ship, to really customize this thing through engineering. The biggest thing I would suggest is the thrusters. We are able to get this thing from about 280 to, with your speed, you see right there, our boost is up to 392. I actually saw this thing get up closer to 500 when we were boosting with it earlier. Of course, it was not loaded down with anything, and it was on a completely different configuration, but you're going to want to do your thrusters because it is slow at first, and you really want to get this thing moving. Overall, I think the Panther Clipper Mk2 is exactly what was promised to us. I think it's exactly what was needed for the post-colonization world. I can sympathize with the parts of the community that really wanted it to haul a lot more cargo, but there's no universe where FDev lets us take 5,000 or 6,000 tons of cargo. It would absolutely destroy the background sim, as well as it really wouldn't fit with the lore of Elite Dangerous as it exists today. So, would I love to be able to haul that much cargo? Yes. Did I expect it? No. Am I happy with what we got? Yeah, it is a really cool looking ship. Love the landing gear when it lands. It does look like a frog, which I can never unsee, and none y'all can never unsee it either if you look at it from above. But it's still a really, really solid option as far as a new cargo ship goes. Now, just give us a new science ship and some new science gameplay, FDev, and I'll be perfectly happy. But yeah, that is the Panther Clipper Mk2, guys. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Consider becoming a community member. It really helps me out. And if you're here at the end, watch time is key on YouTube. It helps feed the algorithm, which makes me very happy. So thank you very much. 07 Commanders. I'm Dimebot. I'll see you guys next time.